I think you've got a lot of gear in between your eyes.
Okay, let's do this thing. Yeah. Welcome to the Barkada Podcast. It's Wednesday, April, what? 10th? No, not 10th.
14th.
April 14th.
Is it
I don't know
really?
what day it is ever.
Yeah. Well, it's the 14th, 2021. We're here for episode 10. We just hit double digits, man.
Nice. We're number 10.
1-0.
We're number 10.
Feel good about it.
You guys are number 10 in my heart.
It's not a great place to be.
So with us here, we got Mr. Mike Underwood and Kurt Shipe. We've been meaning to get these guys here on the show, but tell them what happened when we were originally going to.
So we were booked to be here for the podcast, and the day before, someone drove their car through my living room, like straight up, drove their car into my living room, and then this guy gets out of his car into my living room.
That's nuts, dude.
Yeah. So it's, all said and done, we're gonna get all new stuff, which is nice.
Yeah.
That's what you want. But yeah, so the entire living room had a giant car in it. Yeah, and I was actually in the other living room because I had went out for margaritas that day with our friend Mauricio, and I drank several margaritas at lunchtime. It was my day off, and I was sleeping off a little margarita. Yeah, exactly.
How
And
else do you take a nap?
yeah, what's that?
How else do you take a nap?
That's true. You're right. I'm gonna have a Heineken nap after this. I don't know. We'll see what happens.
No.
But everyone was good?
Everyone's fine. And the first thing out of my mouth when I go into the living room, I see the guy get out of and I go, I gotta find my cats. Because like that's where Polar chills. That's where one of the cat and I'm like, dude, if he would have killed a cat, we would be in a lot worse shape.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
For sure.
So luckily he didn't, and luckily Polar wasn't playing hide and go seek at the time.
Yeah.
And he was just hanging out in the other room.
That's nuts, man.
Yeah, so just a kid. He was like, he's 19. He wasn't drunk or high or whatever. Just he said he had a coughing fit.
Which, I mean, when else do you have a coughing fit? I guess. I don't know.
Right. So yeah,
Where were you in the house then when that happened?
I was in the other living room.
Oh,
so
the
if
other
you-
one.
if-
Okay,
yeah,
that's
if
right.
you-
Okay.
We've
You
got
said
the nice. Which really, if you have to hit a room in our house, that's I've been in that room 20 times. You know what I mean? There's no reason for us to have that room. It's just a room,
Yep.
So yeah, I was in the other room, and Sharon was working up in her office, and
Oh, she was on too?
and she heard it, and she came out.
Yeah.
She heard it, and she came out.
Okay, Dan Cook.
And
Did
then,
all the neighbors come out too and look?
We had a party.
and then he calls me and he goes, guess what? And I said, I'll be right over.
Yeah.
So then we had a little sleepover for like 2 days.
We did. I went and stayed at his house that night, and it's still not fixed. It's still like they came over, they put plastic all over the room, so it looks like a Dexter kill room right now. So if you need to kill anybody, that's
Okay.
available if you need it.
Nice.
Yeah. So
Once again, Mike Underwood's address is...
just go ahead and park in the living room if you want.
It's open.
Right.
You don't need to look for the key under the mat.
No.
So yeah, I met Mike 2001 fall semester, our first fall semester at UW Oshkosh.
Yeah, we sat together in the back row of music theory.
Yeah.
8 a.m. music theory,
Yep.
which seems reasonable for
Yep.
a music theory class.
We had some different music classes, but that was the one that we first got to know each other a little bit. At first, it was like those weird first week vibes, and you're like, who are these people? Like, whatever. But then everyone found out how smart Michael Underwood was.
Right. Right.
In theory class, and we're like, dude, we can't get this. Like, how do we do this? And you're like, oh, there, like this. Yeah.
And that's when I peaked right there. My life has gone downhill ever since then.
No, that was a lot of fun, man. Like, we were involved in lots of different groups. You were percussion at the time.
Yeah.
And we got to hang out a little bit more when we started doing the steel drum stuff with Peyton. Percussive ensemble.
Isn't it incredible how much stuff we actually got done in a day? Now I go out and drink margaritas and then go home and take a nap.
Yeah.
But, the amount of things, and even that being said, like high school, the amount of stuff we did during the day is staggering. You wake up, you go to like jazz band in the morning, then you go to, sports practice, you go to school all day, then you go home and practice. And I'm like, ooh, it's been tough today. I woke up and I played some Zelda, and now I'm here. So
Yeah. Yeah.
I have to work tonight, though. I have a job, you know.
And then Mr. Mike Underwood is also a Church Ave alum.
Yes.
You lived with us there for quite some time.
That's right. Yeah,
That was a lot of
one
fun.
of the longest. I think.
Yeah.
It was one of the longest ones to live there.
Yeah, you were
probably.
You were my roomie across the hall for a long time.
Yep. All I
Took
had
over
to do
Nate's
was
room.
walk across the hall, and there you were.
Yeah.
I miss that.
I mean, it
Okay.
sounds like you can go over any time. I mean,
I could. Yes, I could. Yeah.
I'm gonna
living room's open.
Yeah. I'll share this kind of funny story. Maybe, yeah, it's a funny story. Our buddy Roberts, he's a police officer.
Yeah.
And
Roberts.
When Mike was taking his morning nap, I don't know, it was 10 or 11 or something like that. But
I was still asleep. Actually, that was still.
Yeah. Roberts came over and asked if we had something. I'm like, oh yeah, Mike's probably got something in his room, like let's go ask him. But he came over and he was all like suited up, like full-fledged, like uniform,
full riot
and everything
gear.
like that. Yep. So I'm like, okay, when we knock on the door, like knock on his door like forcefully.
He did the Roberts cop knock.
Yeah.
It was good.
It's a knock named
like,
after him. Really? Okay.
Well, so, the cop knock.
The Roberts,
when they-
the Roberts cop
not
knock.
It's
Nice. So then, it probably was like 2 or 3 times after he did that, Wood opens up the door and he's like, "What?" And like his face just went white. You're just like, "Oh, it's just you."
So while we're on the topic of Roberts, so fun story. I'm coming home from a gig. I was playing at Peabody's, I think, and I pull around into the parking lot like an adult, and I pull out and I take a left and I'm going towards my apartment, and I get pulled over, and I'm like, oh, all right, what's going on, So now the police officers, they kind of they stay on your back right, like your passenger back window.
Yep.
And then you have to open your passenger window, and then they talk to you, but you can't see them. So I open up my passenger window, and he goes, "Hello, sir. This is Officer Roberts." And I go, "Roberts, what the is up?" And he pokes his head in my car, and it wasn't our friend, Officer Roberts.
Oops.
It was a different Officer Roberts. And I'm like, oh, sorry.
You're not Aaron.
I thought you were a different Officer Roberts.
Please step out of the car.
Yeah. So anyway, he came around to the other side. He was very nice. I didn't get a ticket. I'm fine. But it was like, yeah, so make sure you see the officer before you say what
Lay
the...
any jokes down.
Right.
Yeah. So, okay, you were born where? Down in Illinois, right?
I was born in Illinois, yeah.
Okay.
In Aurora.
You're
Illinois.
also a transplant like I was.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, you were in Indiana, right?
Yep.
No, you were Iowa.
Really?
I'm a corn husker.
That's right.
Ah, nice.
Yeah, I was there for a good
Karn.
month and a half.
Karn Husker.
Yeah, Karn.
Karn. And then you moved to Shebagdad when?
Yeah.
Sheboygan.
Second grade, 1989. I would
That's
say.
another fun fact that I didn't know. Like we both moved to Wisconsin in second
Oh,
grade.
really? Nice.
High five.
Oh, yeah. Doing it.
Wow, you guys.
Yeah.
You want to? Could you elaborate a little bit more on that? Really interesting.
When did you move to Wisconsin?
About a month after I was born,
I bet you not in second grade.
in 1989.
So do you miss Iowa then?
100%. Yeah, and so there's corn,
Right.
Karn,
Yeah.
and that's it.
And Huskers.
And Huskers. You don't want to mess around with Huskers.
Right. Agreed.
A few Hawkeyes.
What?
No. Okay, never
I'm
mind.
just joking. No, I
You didn't live there long enough, I guess.
a good month. That
Hey,
really did.
there's your wife.
Oh, that is my wife.
Get her on the show.
No, I don't. No,
No.
Why is she going in that alley over there?
they're going to Ruby Owl for sure.
Nice.
They're with Brian. So
So to continue along Wood's story here, not Kurt.
oh, sorry. I'll be over here, guys.
Thanks.
You've been in Oshkosh ever since then, right?
Since college, yeah.
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 Nifty. Mm-hmm. And you're a full-time musician,
That's correct.
gigging,
Yes.
and you do travel for some studio work and stuff too, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
All that stuff. Yeah, I go on tour occasionally, and I do a lot of studio work, do a lot of freelance gigs, blah blah blah.
Yeah.
All the stuff.
Awesome.
Yeah.
So what are the groups that you're actively involved in
Well,
now?
mostly the vast majority of the gigs I play are with the Jazz Orgy. And I'm playing tonight with the Jazz Orgy at Beckett's. We play Beckett's every Wednesday, and we play at Fletch's every Sunday.
Okay.
So that's the vast majority. We do some weekend stuff.
Nice.
But then I play with the Presidents. It's kind of a corporate band. We'll do corporate weddings, corporate parties. Once in a while we'll play a club gig or something. But
yeah.
And then I play with a guy named Steve March Torme, who is Mel Torme's oldest son, and he's kind of a rock star as far as in the jazz world and the music world in general. He's pretty awesome. So we've done some touring and stuff with him. We've done some Jazz Fest stuff. We're going to be doing the Oshkosh Jazz Fest. We've done the Fox Jazz Fest, so it's cool to play with him. He's super good singer. Outside of that, kind of whatever else.
Yeah.
Whoever calls me, I'm for hire. So but I'm so expensive.
Just morning margaritas, and he's good to go.
That's right. Yeah, I got the Breakfast of Champions.
Right on. And then to my left, we have Kurt Shipe. I'm trying to think of the time when we first met. You kind of just morphed in, and you just.
I did.
I feel like you've always been here.
When did we first meet?
I think it was December 22nd, 1989.
1989. That was the day you were born. I didn't come to your birth, actually. It would have been after that.
Neither did my dad.
Yeah.
Seriously.
We were hanging out, drinking margaritas.
Right, with Uncle Mark. Watching the Bulls. My dad had been teaching in Fond du Lac, and I was living in Iowa because I forgot if he got fired or if he got let go or if he quit, but I knew that there was better health insurance for public schools in the world, in Wisconsin especially. So he had gotten a job at a middle school after he'd left Iowa, and we weren't fully moved here. So my mom was with two daughters. My sisters, Liz and Val, and then I was being born, and he was like, well, I got to go, and it is a 6-hour drive right now. So he left, and I don't even know.
Be there in a minute.
Yeah, right. How you doing? And there's no cell phone, so I guess this didn't happen. It was just like, I hope you get here.
Yeah.
And so he arrived, and so did I.
Nice.
You sure did.
Yep. And then so we're cousins. Let's get that straight.
If you couldn't tell.
Not us, but him and I. And
Cover's blown.
And then I think he's 7 years older than I am, and I was never really the cool, we weren't friends growing up. We just had to hang out with each other, more or less. He had to hang out with me, and that was how that went until I was that still went on until I was about 19 years old, where our parents made a play date for us when I came home from college, and we're like, I don't know anything about this guy. This guy is kind of weird. So he had jet skis at the time.
My girlfriend had jet skis at the time. I don't.
So we went around and hung around on jet skis and hardly talked to each other.
Yeah.
Well, you want to go around again, or?
And then I was right. And then I was going to college in Eau Claire, and then when I was kind of done there and wrapping things up, he told me to move to this area, and I did, and there wasn't really, I was kind of taking all those bottom barrel gigs that none of the professors wanted to take around here. So luckily, by doing so many of those, you get another gig, and you tie all of them together, and then it morphed into a really kind of beautiful relationship with the community and everything like that. And I think that's where me and you finally met, when I finally kind of started to come around here through him and all that stuff.
Yeah, I always thought that, it's Wood's cousin. He must be in town visiting.
It's actually Kurt's cousin Wood.
That's not what it is. No.
No, but that's cool, man. Can you share a little bit more about what else you do too?
Sure.
What would you say you do here?
Yeah.
Well, not a whole lot. That's really it. No. So I joined the army. Joined the army when I was 17, and then did the basic training stuff. Went to in the army band. Okay, that was kind of the first and foremost of things. Mm-hmm. Went to the Army School of Music. Had a really good time there. And paid for college. Did all the really good things. And then it kind of morphed into my full-time job because there was an opening in the funeral honors team, and they needed somebody to play taps. So I came in and I played taps, and I just kind of hung around. I did that job in between school. And then after school, they gave me a full-time spot, and I've been doing it ever since. And now I'm in a really good position, and 3,000 funerals later, here I am.
Yeah.
Well,
that's a cool thing you do, for the families and the people that serve their country.
Yep.
It's also probably an interesting job, too, because you never know when you're going to get called up for something, right?
Well, I mean, they can.
Yes and no.
Yes and no. They kind of can't touch me if like state active duty orders come up, like the riots and stuff, because I'm already a full-time situation. So they can't really touch that and stuff. So
That'd be a cool nickname, full-time situation.
I am a full-time situation.
Sorry.
Yeah, right. But
Yeah. And you've been married now for how long now?
Oh, I'm married. My wife Lisa just walked across the street.
She's in the alley.
She's over there with. What is she doing with Brian? Weird. He's a plumber. Married 2 years. My wife had her 40th birthday here, and it was a blast. And I guess back to like how me and you kind of got to know each other really well. Is we started the Water City Jazz Orchestra here. There was tons of people. Tons of venues that me and my other friend Mike Malone, who's a drummer, we went to kind of scout out areas that, hey, do you guys want a free big band? We'll play, or very minimal, whatever. Mm-hmm. And everybody was like, really? No, not at all. We don't want that.
Really?
And we finally we get to Marlo, and he's like, all right, let's try it out. And I was like, okay. So he gave us.
Really like that?
I don't know. I think Mike probably did that. I assume that's what you said, and that was your
face.
Yeah,
should ask me first.
Right. So then we got to know each other here, and then we had this really cool, and we still do have the event, the Bootleggers Ball upstairs, and it's this 1940s kind of swing era event where there's a teacher that comes in and teaches,
and a trumpet player.
There's a trumpet player, right? There's a teacher that comes in and teaches you how to swing dance before the big band comes in. Big band comes in, and then you get to practice what you just learned.
Yeah, it's a lot of fun. We'll pick that back up again in January. I'm imagining that things will be
kind of going at that point.
Point. I hope.
Right.
Really hope so.
Yeah. Seriously.
Because otherwise, man, this would be kind of crazy if this was the new norm. But anyways, yeah, we host that annually, January, at the Algoma Club with the Water City Jazz Orchestra.
Yep.
And now are you guys still doing anything at Fletch's?
We haven't done it in a year, and we haven't done it.
Okay.
We haven't started yet. Our first kind of thing that we're doing is our brand new inaugural year of the Oshkosh Jazz Fest.
Yeah.
Which is a really cool event, and there's a lot of really good community involvement with it. Mm-hmm. And that's going to be kind of our first experience back into the public after this kind of year.
Yeah, for sure. We'll get into that a little bit in the second segment for Osh Talk. But yeah, what else is there to know about the three of us here?
Well, that's about it.
Yeah, right. That pretty much sums it up. Well, you guys like chains?
We do like chains.
Yeah, we do. Yeah.
And I think all three of us are runners now.
Yeah?
That's true. Yeah.
Right. We've all been running quite a bit. I think you probably run the most out of any of us. You really give it, don't you?
Yeah, I really give it.
You really give it.
How many miles do you do a week?
It's been kind of tapering off lately, but I started a run streak 2019 in May, so I'll be coming up in a 2-year here on May 1st. So the run streak consists of running at least a mile a day.
Okay.
And just this past year, calendar year, I ran 13,000 miles. No, not 13,000. 1,300. 13,000 would be insane. But there are some people that will do crazy stuff like that.
Now? Do you research your running stuff? Do you read those like motivational running books or technique books with?
I probably should. With kind of, I feel like I should be getting a little bit faster. So I'm probably not training properly,
or not.
But I'm just working on just getting in the miles and stuff.
Just
run. And that's it, right?
Here's the thing: is I know you like to run fast. Uh-huh. You like to run fast. I like to just kind of.
You do the thing.
I like to just go. You know what I mean? I like to enjoy myself. And I still do all right. I'm still under 9-minute miles or something, which is fine. But I like to just enjoy the run, and I don't need to kill myself. You know what I mean? And then I like to go home, and I like to sit down with a nice frosty margarita.
And a car in your living room.
You know, and I don't.
This
I
is
don't,
all before 10 a.m.
I don't think people realize that if you come home and drink a margarita, it really spikes your blood sugar and gets your blood pumping. You
I don't know
what I'm
that.
saying?
Really?
Yeah, I read
That's
that
science.
in a runner's magazine.
Nice.
Yeah.
No, I think this whole thing about the run streak, I read it in Runner's World about what it's all about. And like,
Do you have a
people-
subscription to Runner's World?
I think I get it through Apple News or whatever.
Oh,
But
sure.
yeah. But I mean, like doing that has basically taught me how to do or just carry on like a lot of disciplines like through your everyday life and stuff. You know.
Yeah.
Well, because now the biggest thing for me is determining what is muscle pain versus joint pain and what I'm going to work through.
Versus I'm just tired.
Yeah, right.
Yeah,
I mean,
it's all in your
that's,
head, right?
That's kind of, that's the hardest part is like, okay, well, this really, really hurts. I got to not do this today.
Yeah.
Right. Versus muscle soreness, which is one other thing. And that's, you know, that's where I start doing research for what I got to do next.
Yeah, for sure. And a part of the run streak is like you'll find a million different
Do you
things.
streak when you run? Is that?
Yeah, I do.
It's not streak run. It's run streak.
I
just
tend
to
to do that
clarify.
more in the evening
Okay.
when the neighbors are in bed.
I prefer it the other way.
Otherwise, the neighbors do get a free show.
Yeah, I'm sure they appreciate it.
Oh, there goes Marlo running again. Thanks for sleep. No, but it's such a great outlet, and I think it helps with dealing with some stress, whatever stress or thoughts that you have. Gives you like an opportunity to just kind of space out and.
Oh, yeah.
And
It
do
gives
whatever.
you that opportunity. It's your time. This is 30 minutes where you can think about whatever you want to think about. You can get away from whatever you want to get away from.
Yeah.
And you can lose a few pounds while you're doing it. You know?
Yeah, and when we were talking about this, that for my whole life, it's been music. You know what I mean? It's been nothing else. Like, my hobby would be playing guitar or playing piano or playing steel drum. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? That's my hobby now. So
Yep.
it's like drums is my job, and my hobby was also music. So I felt like I needed to have something else to do. You know what I mean? So like, I learned how to speak Spanish. You know what I mean?
That's a good one.
And
Yep.
I started running, and I started playing some video games just to like break up my life a little bit and get away from music, because it can, I was feeling a little bit of burnout there. Playing every night and then waking up and practicing every day and then whatever. I just needed to give myself a break. And since I gave myself that break, I feel like I'm getting better
Yeah.
at everything, you know?
It gives you an appreciation to step away from stuff.
Yeah.
And just from the daily grind. And
Right.
Is that how this restaurant started? Was you were very talented at this kind of cuisine? No, you really. I don't even really know how you were like. You know what I want to do?
I remember when he's like, "Hey man, I'm opening a restaurant," and it was like we just hung out yesterday. And it was like, "All right, man."
Okay, you do you.
Right.
No, it was one of those things where I started my master's program over at the university, and I was taking classes there, and then in the meantime I was applying for different open positions around here and stuff, and the more I got into it.
What do you mean different open positions?
Just whatever. Just I needed to get a job.
Oh,
Yes.
Gotcha. Okay.
Yeah, okay. Employment. And I was like, dude, like this is not what I want to spend my time getting into, and I've always talked or had this idea of opening up a restaurant. And like Patricia said in our previous episodes, like, I always thought it was going to be something that we would do later on, like a retirement or something like that. And then, when we're looking around, like, we didn't have anything in town that had like, nice sit down area for, Asian cuisine.
Especially downtown.
Yeah. And, you had to go to Appleton, Green Bay, Milwaukee, Madison, for stuff like, for anything really. Neenah too. But, why not Oshkosh? Why couldn't Oshkosh, support something like that? And we're hitting 9 years in September.
It was
so.
when I was living with you, I would come home in the middle of the night after a gig, and I would see a big pot of adobo or something. I'm like, oh, Marlo made adobo tonight. So I had to get into those leftovers coming after. I'm like, well, you should probably do something with it. You know what I mean? It's like good stuff. Yeah. And then you actually made sushi while we were living together. You started making sushi.
Have you always been good at it?
No.
Oh.
No.
I don't know. Your first batch was pretty solid.
Hey,
It's
thanks, man.
Better
by
than
the-
most,
yeah.
I think.
And by the way, there's a buy a sushi kit here.
Yeah.
You still do that?
Oh, yeah.
And I got it. I bought that sushi kit.
Yeah.
It did not turn out how it's made here.
But it tastes well.
It was
tastes good, right?
much better than how it. No, I'm just joking. It's a lot harder than it looks.
Yeah.
But it's a very, very easy, simple kit. So if you guys like sushi and you want to try something for your, hang around with your wife or friends, it's a pretty cool
And
thing
it's
to
like
do.
a fairly affordable situation.
For
right?
sure, and it's really good. It tastes really good.
Come to Manila.
thanks, guys.
Boop.
Hey, we need some jingles, guys.
Right.
For sure. Let's do this.
I better call a musician.
We'll just leave that one alone. Thanks, guys.
Yeah. Right on. Well, we're going to wrap things up here for the first segment and get into Osh Talk here a little
I'm going
bit.
to have a Britney Spears costume change.
Okay.
I'll be back in a whole different
Hey.
outfit.
Don't spoil it, man. Just
I
do
didn't
it.
bring any other clothes, so I might.
You're gonna switch.
Right on. Well, speaking of sushi kits, we'll show you our little ad for that. And yeah, get yours today, $30. Call Manila at 920-230-1082 or order online at manilaresto.com.
Do it.
Ready for our date?
Always.
Looking for something fun to do at home? Get your Manila at Home Sushi Take-Home Kit and see what kind of sushi rolling skills you got. We make it easy and take everything that you need to make your sushi at home and put everything right in this box. Everything is separated into differently labeled containers, and we even created a tutorial video for you to follow along. No need to run to all of the stores for all of your ingredients, and no need to prep anything else but yourselves for some fun. Bam.
Right. Nice.
Show us what you got, and don't forget to tag us with your pictures on our social media pages.
This is really good. This is a lot of fun.
Give us a call at 920-230-1082 or order online at manilaresto.com for your Manila at Home Sushi Take-Home Kit. Bubuhay!
All right, we're in the second segment. Episode 10, April 14th, 2021. We're here with Mike Underwood and Kurt Shipe. Do you guys have like a nickname that people call you?
Cousins.
The Cousins?
I don't know. We should.
Bert and Ernie. It's more or less
Bert
Bert
and
and
Ernie.
Ernie, yeah.
Which one are you?
Ernie.
You're Ernie,
100%.
and I'm Bert.
Yeah, I don't really care.
Yeah.
So we used to do this thing where if somebody left their phone out on the table or something, we would go around and do a little screenshot of us two doing Bert and Ernie stuff.
Right.
And then set it as their background.
Yes.
Nice.
So don't leave your phone unattended around us.
Right.
Or do.
Or do?
We'll always do it.
We'll always do it.
Yeah.
Hey, Kurt,
Yes.
what did Ernie say to Bert when Bert asked Ernie if he wanted some ice cream?
I don't know.
Sure, Bert.
Okay.
Nailed it.
Yeah.
Got
That's
it.
nice. That's nice.
All right.
The second one was for Wood.
Thanks.
All right, Osh Talk. There's lots of things going on here this weekend, and lots more events are going to be picking up here. I'm looking at the visitoshkosh.com page, and On the Lose Cruise is starting their Thursday evening
great.
cruises.
That's awesome.
And I think they're starting to do that daily then from Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. That's pretty cool.
Are
Have you guys been on that one of those
Yeah,
yet?
it's Sharon, my girlfriend. It's her cousin, I
Okay.
think, who owns it.
Jessica?
So Sharon is from Oshkosh.
Yep.
And so that means she's related to everyone
Yep.
here. So yeah, so that's her cousin who owns that boat, I guess.
Yeah.
Here's a little tidbit. If somebody knows everybody, do they use their first names with everybody when they're talking about them and you don't know who they are? Do you know what I mean? So like Sharon, I know she goes, Fred was just kind of a big pain in the butt today. And you go, oh,
Right.
Fred? Anyways.
Yeah, I know
I don't know,
Fred.
but yeah.
Yeah.
You don't?
Right.
I'm not from Oshkosh.
But if you were, you would know
I
who
sure
Fred
would.
is.
Right.
Do you guys know who Big Al Dorn is?
Are you from Oshkosh?
I guess I don't. No, I don't. I don't know him.
I
But
don't-
he's
I don't
playing at the Amaro's on Saturday.
Oh, cool.
Marlo's has been killing it.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Had a lot of really good music. I know Bobby Evans is there soon.
soon.
Yeah.
Yeah. Is he from Oshkosh?
He is
Yeah.
now. He actually
Yeah, he
lives,
moved back
lives
here.
over by Fortello's now.
Oh,
and he's a blues legend.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Then at the Grand Opera House, Too Good to Be True is going to be there.
It looks like a quartet of singers.
Yeah, it's a group that performs all of those like boy bands from way back when, right?
Oh, right on it.
Like the Four Seasons,
Oh,
Four
so
C-Notes.
before.
Before the boy bands. Got it.
Sure.
Respectable music.
The back in the day
When you
ones.
say boy band, it's something completely different.
Blue Oyster Cult. I've
Seriously?
never heard of them. Yeah.
They're coming here.
They're going to be at the Menominee Nation Arena.
Blue Oyster Cult is more cowbell. Don't fear the reaper.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Don't fear- yeah.
Amy was saying that in the last episode.
Yep.
Yeah.
Oh, that's cool.
Right on.
Actually, there's that part in that song that's like way good. It's a
Yeah, they're a great band.
yeah, they're awesome.
Yeah.
What else is there? Oh, Water City Wrestling. WrestleCon.
I was in
WrestleCon.
that when I was a kid.
Yeah, that's going to be in my basement.
It's in your living room.
His basement is the Oshkosh Masonic Center.
Bring your own Jello.
Yeah, and don't park in the
Tapioca.
living room. I could go on. Let's see. Ooh, Despicable Me, Sunday matinee at the Time Community Theater,
Right on Main Street.
and The Mummy, the 1932 production,
Okay.
is on Saturday.
See, when I think of the Mummy, I think something.
What's his name? Brendan Fraser.
Yeah.
Dude, have you
He
seen
was
him
he
lately?
was in Encino Man.
Yeah. Have you seen him lately?
No.
He gained like 100 pounds, and he's balding.
And he's
he
a lot
looks
more
awful.
attractive.
Oh, he looks awful. And he has a horse farm.
Why wouldn't you? And then the farmers market's always taking place over at the arena on Saturday right now until we can get things open up in June on Main Street, which will be cool to get that going again.
For sure.
So yeah, Osh Talk. Let's get into the Jazz Festival. I know that's a big first thing for Oshkosh, really. Like we were supposed to have that last year, right? But then
Yes.
the pandemic happened. So can you guys dive into it a little bit and like how it all got started and everything?
Well, Erin Boehm is kind of the culprit behind the whole thing, and she's done a ton of work, fundraising and
ton of work.
booking the talent, blah blah blah. She's just been incredible. So it's booked. We're ready to go. We're going to be in downtown Oshkosh on August 22nd. Is that right?
28th.
28th. August
gonna be
28th, the
August
weekend.
28th.
Yeah.
Yep.
And everyone's booked. So we've got Joey DiFrancesco,
He's the headliner.
who's probably the most famous organ player alive today, right? I would say so, and he's super good. And then before that, we have the Water City Jazz Orchestra is going to back up Haley Reinhart, who is a Chicago native, and she got famous on American Idol and Postmodern Jukebox, Jeff Goldblum's album.
Yeah.
Oh, sweet.
And then
I know
Just
Jeff.
great album.
you
He's
know
from
Jeff?
Oshkosh, right?
He's not from Oshkosh.
I should have just said Jeff. I didn't need to say
Sorry.
Goldblum.
No.
And then who's the other two that are Joe
Landau.
Piscopo, Landau, and Joe Piscopo
From SNL.
Saturday Night Live, and then opening up for them, we've got Nicholas King, who's actually one of my good friends from New York City. I met him playing at Birdland, and he's a huge talent. He used to open up for Liza Minnelli. On
He's a
her
kid
tour.
star, too.
He was a child star. He
Yep.
was in. Do you remember Lunchables? Mm-hmm. He was in the commercial for Lunchable, the taco Lunchables.
Gross.
Yeah,
The worst Lunchable.
the worst. Yeah, but it was the best commercial.
I pressed the wrong one. I always press the wrong button.
So he was in that, and then he also played Chip in Beauty and the Beast.
Oh, nice. On Broadway.
On Broadway,
Yeah.
yeah. And he tells this story about he got too old to be Chip in Beauty and the Beast, and it's like Disney magic. So it's just his head coming out of a box, and the box was like camouflage, so it looked like a teacup. You know what I mean? But he got too big for the box, so he had to.
Come on now.
Someone else got the gig. Named Nick. I wish I could hear that because I can't hear what you're doing. So someone else got the gig, and that guy's name was Nick Jonas. And so he had to show Nick Jonas around.
Oh yeah, Nick.
Nick from Oshkosh. And so he had to show Nick around and show him the ropes or whatever. And he's like, I hate Nick Jonas. I hate this guy. Because he's taking his gig, essentially. Now they're probably fine.
And he had to explain how it worked.
Yes.
Hey, this is how you're taking my job. Step one.
Get in this box.
Nick Jonas is like, no way.
Yeah.
No way.
This is a joke, right?
I wish.
So anyway, he's gonna be performing, and then before that, we've got kind of all of our local friends, Janet Planet, Steve Marsh Torme, Aaron Krebs, John Harmon, Noah Harmon, Zach Harmon.
The Harmon guys.
Am I forgetting anybody in that first set?
Mike Kubicki.
Mike Kubicki, of course, yeah.
Solid.
So it's going to be really cool. And hopefully we're going to be able to sneak Erin Boehm out to sing a little bit that day because she's incredible. There actually is a preview show at the Grand Opera House on
The 16th of July.
16th of July.
Yep.
And you can go see kind of a little preview with, Pegasus. Pegasus is coming too.
Sweet.
And Pegasus is killer. They're from Green Bay, and it's 3 girls from Dominican Republic. And they're insane. There are these 3 sisters that sing in harmony, and they're ridiculous. And their guitar player is
Matt.
Yeah, Matt Hillman.
And he's awesome.
Matt.
He slays. He's not from Oshkosh, though. How do you know him?
Yeah. Well, it's Green Bay. It's like he's been here before.
Nice.
All right.
You're on it.
I could just watch the little light go.
Yeah. Yeah.
But Erin, back to Erin, she's done such a good job, and she allowed us to be on the board with her to kind of help figure out stuff, but she's really doing a lot of it, and we're just more or less there for an ear.
Sure.
Ear
Well,
bent,
and if we need
Bounce
to do,
ideas off.
if she needs us to do something, we're kind of on.
And
it.
right,
Yeah.
I need you to write a letter. I need you to do this. I need you to call this person. When we're just kind of like, okay, well, here you go. But we've developed quite a lovely friendship, and and I'm learning a lot of things more about the community than I did before because of this. And it's just it's reinstating how awesome this Oshkosh as a whole has great people in it.
Yeah.
And great restaurants, great people. So
Yeah.
No, I think it goes to show a lot about the type of talents that we have like around here in the area. I mean, when you guys were probably thinking about like who you guys are going to look to go book, you don't have to look very far.
It's true, and the other thing with that is where most of the backup bands are from the area.
Yep.
So yes, say we bring in an artist from out of town,
we're using
our local talent is backing them up.
Yep.
And I've heard more than several times that our local talent is just as good here as it is anywhere else in New York City, in LA, in Chicago, blah blah blah. We can hang with just about anybody. So it's really nice to have.
You heard it here, Mike Underwood.
Yeah. So it's nice to have other people coming in. We can play with them. You know what I mean?
Chris was saying he's also one of the organizers too, right? Or he's on the board.
Chris Larson,
yeah.
Yeah, he's awesome.
Yep.
Are people going to be able to handle that much jazz even afterwards? Because he was saying let's get bars and venues and stuff to have.
I'll go for this.
People playing.
Sure. So this is kind of a cool thing for Oshkosh is, so after our last headliner, Joey DeFrancisco, is done, we're going to fill Main Street up. Every venue that wants it, we're going to fill them up with.
They're going to want it.
They're with talent,
Jazz,
and trios and duos and
so
quartets.
Much jazz.
There's going to be so much jazz in Oshkosh, and there's going to be so many people that love it. We're going to force it. We're going to shove it down your throat.
jazz.
This jazz.
I love him.
Yep. but so then once everybody's done, they go get a cocktail at a local establishment.
Yeah.
And they can hear some more music just in the background. It's just going to be filled with lots of music.
And one thing worth mentioning here is that the word jazz kind of turns off a lot of people.
Yes.
Because they're like,
Not me.
I don't like that. I know it turns you on, in fact.
Right. It revs you up.
But so we're kind of arranging this particular festival to be for people who like jazz, but also for people who don't like jazz.
Sure.
So if you don't like jazz, you can come and you're still going to like the music. I promise. It's still going to be accessible. It's not going to be too crazy.
If anything, just think of it like a music fest.
Right.
An entertainment fest. And
Right.
you will be entertained.
Yeah.
This is going to be a great, great show.
Right. Next year, I think we're trying to get Snoop Dogg.
And Metallica.
For real?
But But the Water City Jazz Orchestra is going to be behind them.
100%,
Still
right?
will be jazzy.
Right?
Yeah, throw a big band and it's jazzy,
It's
man.
jazz.
Right.
You make
It's
it
jazz.
I'm just picturing like Snoop doing like a little promo for it. You know, that's jazz, baby.
I don't know if he'd say baby.
He might.
With a Corona,
Yeah.
because Coronas are super jazzy.
Yep.
Right. Right. And, matter of fact, we've got an Oshkosh Jazz Fest beer being brewed by the Fifth Ward.
Fifth Ward.
And they're gonna kill it. They've been so cool. So they're gonna be selling beer.
It'll be like Oshkosh Jazz Fest beer.
Yeah.
Nice.
And again, we're not gonna try to make it too weird. Like it's not gonna be like that weird IPA that
No,
you have there.
it's going to be a very drinkable Pilsner or a lager.
like
Something approachable.
right,
Yes.
like a lawn mowing beer.
Yeah, where you can have 40 or 50.
Because there's going to be a lot of jazz going on that day.
Right, you got drink it in.
Yeah, too much jazz. Cool it down.
Yeah, shout out to Zach and Ian. We got to get you guys on the show too sometime.
They're
Yeah.
awesome. They're Fruit Nanny right now. Fruit Nanny's going to change the world. They're
kill
Fruit
it.
Nanny.
Yeah, so-
oh my God.
Usually our Jazz Fest meetings end up there,
Okay.
but they don't end up there. We usually go somewhere else.
Those Fruit
But
Nannies really do a number on
at
us.
some point, we do end up there. So just you stop out there and you might see us talking about jazz.
Having an important meeting.
That's right.
What's a good code word for them to come up to you to interrupt if anything?
Don't.
No.
Say
Hey,
don't.
No. There's a,
Don't.
You can. They could literally come up to us and be like, "We'd like to talk to you about Spice Girls," and we'd be like,
Tell
"All
me
right,
what you want.
Tell me what you really want."
Have you guys seen the movie?
Spice World? Yes.
I think I own it, actually.
On beta.
VHS.
I think I own it, and I would say that I'm not proud of that, but I'm very proud.
Super proud.
that I own the Spice Girls. I'm a fan. Spice Girls.
Who's your favorite while we're on this topic?
Posh,
right now?
Posh Spice. Yep.
Oh God, all of them. I mean, seriously, I want to go sporty. I really.
Do you?
I like sporty,
Okay.
but like I also like baby, and I like all of them.
Yeah, how do you pick just one?
Here's the thing. Like, do you want to be like?
It depends on how I'm feeling.
If your favorite
Like a
is the
seven
one
dwarf.
I would like to be, or the one that I would like to date, because those are two different things.
Well, first of all, I don't think that way at all.
Okay.
That's got to be.
So you've never thought of being a
never.
Spice Girl?
I just want to be best friends with them. My wife is now walking back across the street with Janelle. Oh, Janelle's here. Kyle Megnan and the Monsoons. Janelle is also with my wife right now.
And Bob the plumber.
Brian. Well, you know
No,
Bob,
Brian.
Oh, Brian.
Listen, are you from Oshkosh or no?
Mixed up. Sorry.
right? You get me born in Indiana.
Yeah.
Hoosier.
Could you tell him to quiet down over there?
Didn't even need the button.
It sounds to me, in my ears, it sounds like an upright bass playing one note.
That's exactly what's happening.
Yes.
That's the joke.
That's-
hilarious, guys. Love it. Love it. More
Okay.
beers over here?
Yeah, more beers. More beers. Yeah, no, that's super exciting. I'm looking forward to being part of that.
And it's going to be so good after this last year of just nothing.
Yeah.
It's going to be a perfect intro into like what's to come.
Yeah. So how does everyone like keep up with what's going on with like developing news or schedules or anything like that with the Jazz Fest?
So you'll probably be seeing, as restaurants, whoever's watching this, we're sending out a letter and we'll be coming to talk to you personally.
A handwritten
Marlo,
letter?
with blood
Right.
Okay.
And a quill.
and a quill. Not my blood. But we'll be coming to talk to the businesses and just saying, hey, listen, if you want to be involved, you can develop something that has jazz, like a special Jazz Fest cocktail or a Jazz Fest dish that's only available for that one Saturday, and you can promote it.
Do you know how to make anything jazzy here?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah, you'll be all right.
We can improvise.
Okay. Nailed it. It was just 2 acoustic bass notes for me. Still jazzy.
Is it really?
Yeah. I can't hear anything.
He got me thinking there for a second. It must have been the vibration from the stand here. Anyways.
Probably. But
Yeah.
but yeah, so there's that, and then like I said, if you want talent, we'll talk to you about that too. If you want somebody to play in your restaurant, and then you can advertise who's playing and what you're going to be serving and all that stuff.
Let's get so live in here.
Right. I don't see why not. Yeah, I don't see why not.
And then John Schofield can open up for them.
Sure. Sure. Seems reasonable.
Bang. No. Hey, someday.
Yeah, that's true. And it's the first one. And
Yeah.
to be honest with you, for the first one, we're killing it. And I hate to pat ourselves on the back, but it's like Joey DeFrancesco is one of the biggest names in jazz, and we have all these other people lined up. It's going to be ridiculous. It's going to be awesome. And then just put this on your calendar. If you're into it, the next weekend is the Fox Jazz Fest. And the Harmons put that together, and that's always been
How
killer.
many years has that been going on?
A ton.
Yeah.
It's a ton.
2 decades, over 2 decades.
Yeah, and it's ridiculous every time.
Yep.
They always kill it.
And they do like an art fest too. They have like all of this other accessible things for their community too. It's 2 totally different things, but it's, after a year that we've had, you're going to want to go to both.
Yeah.
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 That'll be in September then? Is it always like the
that's
first
Labor
weekend?
Day.
That's the
Labor Day
next weekend after the 20th. Yep.
Yeah.
Nice.
And if you're not close there, you can go to the Stevens Point Jazz Festival, which is also the same weekend.
Yeah, and that was a cool one too. I've never
That
been
one's-
there, but I think I've
cool.
heard that it's cool.
Yep,
Yeah.
it's very, very cool.
Wisconsin is getting jazzy.
We're getting jazzy.
Yep.
We already have been jazzy. We're just letting people know we are jazzy.
Listen, we're jazzy.
We're jazzy.
We're jazzy.
You got to get in there.
Yeah.
Right on. Is there a website or anything, or is it mainly like on Facebook?
OshkoshJazz.com.
Sounds right.
If it's not there, Google it.
There you go.
Google Oshkosh Jazz Fest.
I love saying Google it because it
Google.
means like you do it. It's just the
Yeah.
equivalent
Yeah.
of like you figure it out.
And also, I don't know.
I should.
I should,
I should.
In all fairness, I didn't prep you guys for this episode, so
Yeah, but that's something we should know probably. It's fine.
Hey, now you know.
Now I know.
Now you know for
MikeUnderwood.org.
next time.
Right.
Speaking of personal websites, is MySpace still up? Is your MySpace still up?
No, they canceled it.
Is it all gone?
Justin Timberlake bought it.
Oh
Did
yeah,
he?
and he was trying to
He
bring
bought
MySpace
it.
back.
Was he trying to bring it back?
Yeah. No, that was his tagline.
You know
Yeah,
what I
bringing
missed? You know
MySpace
what?
back.
You know what I missed the most out of MySpace was that you could put a song on your page. Like when you get to your page, you get like probably 30 Seconds to Mars or whatever.
Right.
Or like Ben Folds or some other.
Yeah, sure.
thing.
Well, however you were feeling it, like
Yeah, right.
99 Problems.
That's
like
right.
you know what this song's about.
Eve 6, hard in the
But-
blender.
And not to like get too nerdy, but I actually learned how to program in HTML just to make my page look cool.
Right.
You know what I mean? Because
That's
you
how
could
you did
buy
it.
you
That's
could
right.
buy pages like if you're a teenage girl, you had
Or you
sparkles
could-
all over the place.
Yep.
But I like programmed it like a man.
I
you
did
know?
not do that. And you could let everybody know who your top 8 friends were.
Right. I think you were on
which
there.
is a big
you were
deal.
on my top 8 friends up
Yeah.
there with Tom.
Yeah, Tom.
Tom, he's just living it right now.
He actually is.
Yeah.
He's
Yeah,
like
he
he's
is.
a multi-million-dollar. Yeah, he's doing fine.
Yeah.
I read an article about Tom the other day. He's doing fine.
Great.
Yeah.
He's still one of your friends.
He's great. Yeah, I call him once in a while. Tom.
I tried to friend him on Facebook.
Didn't happen.
He's got too many friends already.
Oh man,
Ooh, he's tapped out.
Can't have that limit.
Nice.
Yeah.
Right on. Well, we're going to wrap things up in the next segment, Vanilla Beat. We're going to talk about some Filipino artists, mainstream artists, that Kurt doesn't know because he doesn't know his Filipino artists. But
Thanks, Marlo.
we're gonna teach you about them and have some fun. You want to talk about things that you guys like here at Manila and all that fun stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah. Music out.
Jazz.
Jazz.
Jazz, keep it jazz.
Hi, this is Manila and this is the whole family.
Hey guys, it's Novice Clan. We're here at Manila Resto. We're putting together a package just for you for this special event.
Large Boodle Fight!
So if you happen to be the winner of the night's Boodle Fight, you can bring up to 12 of your closest friends or family to this Boodle Fight. Included in the Boodle Fight are bottles of our signature wines.
A little history, a little story behind the bull fight that we have here at Manila. It comes from the Philippines in the times of military. And so when everyone would congregate together in the mess halls to eat together, the food was spread out and it was a fight to get to your food. So that's what we have here at Manila, a boodle fight. You can use your forks and spoons, you don't have to use your hands, but whatever's fun.
Our family and Manila Resto has been proud supporters of Blue Ridge Academy. We look forward to continuing to do that in the future. We thank you for your continued support of all the staff, the students, and everybody that makes Blue Ridge Academy a special place.
Mabuhay!
Wuhai.
Thank you for donating.
And we're back for episode 10 with Mike Underwood and Kurt Shipe. So do you feel bad that I always put Mike Underwood first? instead
Never.
of you?
Nope.
No, never?
Nope.
I was born first.
That's how it goes.
Right.
Seniority.
Yep.
Respect your elders.
Yep. And he has got less hair than I do.
I think we're about the same now. Look at that thing.
Prove it.
I think we're about the same.
Thanks, Herb.
Speaking of hair, when I first met Mike Underwood,
Who?
Mike Underwood, I never call you Underwood.
No, you never do.
No, I like to claim that I gave you the nickname Wood.
In fact, you did.
Because maybe I was talking like that. I'm like, Underwood. I couldn't say your last
Most
name.
likely
So
you were talking
let's come
about
up with a nickname for you. How about Wood?
Yeah. Perfect. Yeah.
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 And then you had a pretty cool not avatar for whatever your cover photo, your profile picture on Facebook for a while.
Yeah, it's still in there, I think.
Is it?
Yeah.
It was literally a mic under a piece of wood.
Yeah, like a microphone under a piece of wood. Yeah.
Yeah.
A profile picture. That's
Yeah.
what you're going for?
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now I get, you
Thanks.
know what? I get a little frustrated. Sorry, I'm going to break this down. Like, I
all
get a
good.
little frustrated when
Could you expand on that a little
when
bit?
Facebook, when I get a friend request and it's not your face, it's called Facebook. You know what I mean? And
Oh,
it's just
sure.
like it's like a picture of their dumb kid or something. I'm like, I don't. Can I see your face so I know that I know you? Because at this point, I know everyone.
Are you from Oshkosh?
I'm from Oshkosh. I'm not from Oshkosh, so maybe that's the problem.
It is.
But you know what I mean? It's like now all my close friends are on Facebook or on Instagram, and I know who that is. So if you're going to add me as a friend, I need to see your face to see if I can recognize you.
That's a tall order.
Don't put on a unicorn, sparkly unicorn. Like, that's great if you like unicorns, but I need to see your face.
What if they met you with a unicorn hat on?
Then I would get that, right? Then I would get that.
Would you?
Yeah, maybe send me a message included with your friend request. Be like, I'm the one with the unicorn. And I'm going to be like, decline.
Dylan Stoley. Yeah,
I'm Dylan Stolen.
I do too.
But yeah, speaking of hair,
Oh my God.
when we first met, like he had hair probably as long as mine,
It
right?
was. I had a lot of hair.
It was flowing,
yeah.
man.
Yes, I did.
And then it was a lot of fun when you decided to go pick it up, you know.
I think. Well, we had a lot of cocktails one night, and you shaved my head, but
In
you
stages.
You left a mullet.
It was
Just
solid.
one.
I had a mullet.
It was flowing. It looked good.
It did. I felt good. I felt good.
And we're like, can we leave it on for like the weekend? And you're like, no. Cut it out.
Yeah.
You can do your thing. Oh. All right. With these guys being musicians, and I guess you can call me one, a former one. I'm not in practice as much as I'd like to be.
Do you have a music degree?
Yes, I do.
Yes, you do.
Yeah.
Oh, fancy.
Look at you.
Then we're gonna talk about.
It's only one of us here.
That's
You-
true.
What did you graduate with?
What?
Oh, you're Army. Or this should be this. Or, oh man, I gotta start labeling these things, man.
No, it's all
it's all good.
guessing game.
It adds to the entertainment. Yeah, Filipino artists. Neil McCoy,
Great.
Wow. Okay.
great.
I didn't know that.
right?
Yeah.
It's I didn't either until like Wikipedia.
Is he related to the real McCoy?
That's a bad joke.
I have no idea. I didn't really look into it too much.
Also, good band.
Yeah, but
Gonna be your lover. Gonna be your.
God, you sound good.
Yeah. Real
Yeah,
McCoy.
and that's one thing I would have thought that country music would have taken off a little bit more in the Philippines, but it didn't.
It didn't.
It didn't. That is weird.
Because country's got their own little thing where it's very singable and like lots of storytelling and stuff like that.
Right.
But
Would you call that folk songs? I mean,
Maybe.
because country songs, it's just country, the genre here. But
yeah,
if you look at anywhere else, they call them folk songs.
It's a fun fact about Filipino musicians.
Let me hear it.
Not even musicians, just regular people are the best karaoke singers I've
Oh,
ever
man.
experienced in my life. I used to go with Marlo to his like family reunions and gatherings and stuff, and they'd always end up in singing karaoke, and they
Yeah.
always slayed. They were
Some-
always killer.
someone would always make sure that there was a karaoke stick or a magic stick. I don't know what they called it, but it's whatever. Like before those portable microphones, people would bring machines, like
Yeah.
the DVD machines, and
Seriously?
have books of DVDs to put songs whatever through whatever, and my kids experience it, and they score you at the very end.
Who
and
scores you?
The machine.
Oh, seriously?
Yeah.
It does, yeah.
What?
Yeah.
Is David Velasco? Is he a good singer?
Yeah.
He's a great guy. He works
David?
works over at the Howard.
Oh, sure. Gotcha.
David.
Yeah. David.
David.
From Oshkosh.
From Oshkosh. Thank you.
I'm sure his dad is.
Yeah. So if you get a chance, if you ever get invited to a Filipino party,
Go, for
because
sure.
they're gonna have these delicious little egg rolls. Like pretty much all the food there is insane, right? And then you're gonna end up singing karaoke.
No, I think that's great that you brought this up about like Filipino musicians and stuff like that. I was watching. Let's let this go by here.
Oh,
What's
boy.
up? Go save the day.
They're doing it.
Thank you. Thank you for,
They're
for
doing
all
it.
your work.
That's right.
But yeah, like musicians, being a musician in the Philippines is a really big deal. And cover bands are huge,
Right.
But you find them in hotels, just out at the malls and stuff like that. And one of their big things, like the important things for those musicians, is to get on a cruise ship or to go.
That's like a real gig.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or to go like overseas and perform somewhere.
Yep.
And money outside of the country goes a lot further than what they can make, inside the Philippines.
Sure.
And that's the number one export that we've been talking about in the Philippines is manpower. So that's one of their ways that they can.
Is that the same for
perfect
just
their
overall
trade.
entertainment?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And a lot of them are just self-trained. A lot of them don't know how to. They don't have that access to like formal music training where they learn how to read music and are able to transcribe things. What do? They just listen to the radio or listen to recording, and they figure it out.
Which is what more musicians should do this day. You know what I mean? It's
Yeah.
like they should listen to the song instead of get a
Get a
chart.
copy of it,
You know what I
yeah.
mean? Too many
Yeah.
musicians today are here's a chart. Okay, did you listen to the song?
No.
No, you know what I'm saying? So
Yeah.
like go listen to the song.
You gotta know what the feels are like from the song, right? You gotta do it right.
One.
No, but that's the thing. Like again, like in the service industry, if you see, like a lot of the bands and stuff that are on the cruise ships and stuff, if they look like me, chances are they're from the Philippines. Yeah, that's a fun fact. Enrique Iglesias,
Love.
Really?
his his mom, his mother.
His dad
This
is
is
Julio.
Hero. Oh,
Yeah.
Julio.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Julio
that's
is his dad.
Yeah.
Yeah.
For all the girls I've loved before. Oh my God.
I think I don't know if he did it on purpose, but I think he's more on like the Spanish side of
The
the
Latino
aisle
side, yeah.
in terms of.
For sure. Yeah.
I can
I don't know
be
if-
your hero,
Yeah.
baby.
I know you can.
He came out with the album Bailamos in
Oh, that's a great one.
1999, maybe?
Yeah.
98 would be a good. Yeah. Let the rhythm take you over.
Oh,
Bailamos,
man.
Yeah.
which means we dance.
Yes.
For all the girls I've loved. That's so good.
But his duet with Willie.
Willie.
For
Yeah.
all the girls I've loved before.
Thanks, Willie. Yeah.
No, he's great, man. Yeah, he's one of those musicians that you never, or artists that, unless you dig into it, like you may not have known that.
Right, that's true. I didn't.
I think it was you that came over to my house one time, and I had his piano book out, and you're like, "What is this?"
It was after the run, after the marathon.
Yeah. I'm like, "It's Enrique. Why are you laughing?
Yeah. What do you
Why
mean?
aren't I? Why am I not laughing?
Why don't you have one at your house on your piano?"
I've got John Mayer on my piano. He's not Filipino.
I don't know. Let's look into that.
Let's see what's on the list.
I shouldn't speak.
Bruno Mars is another artist.
Yeah, I kind of knew that one.
He was born in Hawaii.
Hawaii.
Was his dad?
His dad is Puerto Rican.
So his mom's side.
Yes.
Gotcha.
Yeah. He's been producing some hits, man.
Oh my God, the new one with Anderson.
Yeah.
Ooh.
I haven't listened to it yet.
Oh my God, dude.
Hot Jam?
Oh, it's good.
It's like a soul 70s soul jam.
Okay.
Oh my gosh, it's so
it's
good.
good.
Yeah. He was one of those kids that was just an entertainer right from the get-go.
Entertainer.
Entertainer.
Well-
it's a whole nother level of entertainer.
That's the thing. When you talk about Filipinos singing karaoke, they can make their voice sound just about like anyone's. You know what I mean? So
It's
he
probably
can
because
sound
they
like
learn everything by ear.
exactly. So he can sound like Michael Jackson, or
Yeah.
he can sound like Lionel Richie, or can sound, you know what I mean?
And he can dance like them, too.
Yeah. You were always a good dancer.
Me?
You can always
Yeah,
cut a
someone
run
right now?
Yeah.
I could see walk a little bit.
Yeah, you can see walk a little bit.
But then Park Central closed, so.
Right.
And then Wingers.
Yep.
Then there was nowhere else to dance.
Right.
You know, sometimes you
Except
just want
for
to get out and dance.
in my
Sometimes
heart. You can dance in my heart.
Okay.
Thank you, guys. Thank you.
Yeah, that'd be something cool to kind of bring back around here.
Dancing?
Yeah.
It's like Footloose
not
around
necessarily
here.
like Park Central, but somewhere where you have some room to let loose, put your purse down, and just dance.
Just stand around my pocketbook and shoes.
Come to the Algoma Club.
Could do that.
Yeah.
We got to make sure it's after hours of the restaurant. Otherwise, everyone's like eating dinner, like looking up. Boom, boom, boom. What?
Yeah.
Next artist and last artist I have here on my list is Apple the App.
I don't know.
He's from the Black Eyed Peas.
Oh, really?
Right.
Yeah.
Oh, nice.
Yep.
Right.
So, fun story. I was in Manila at the club that was then called the Embassy. And my cousin, Kujami, like he hooks it up. He finds some way to get into these clubs. We were VIP. We were a cocktail table and everything like that. We were in there before a lot of other people were. So we're hanging out, and I'm like, oh, I got to go to the bathroom. So I'm already, a few drinks in, feeling good, walking in the hallway. I see this guy walking up. I'm like, I just laugh at him. And I'm going to the bathroom, and I'm in there. I'm like, wait a second. That's Apple the App. And I'm thinking, before that, when I was like, who's this guy, like, dressing like he's
Dressing
Apple the
like
App?
this.
Yeah, like that. And then I'm like,
Did he have a
wait,
chain on?
I'm in. He did.
We did have a chain.
I'm like, wait a second, I'm in Manila. I'm in the Philippines. Why wouldn't he be here?
Yeah.
So then I did everything I could to like get a picture with him.
Did you get a
get one?
picture?
I did.
You did?
He had this like big security dude just hanging out by him.
At the end of this, make sure you put that.
Oh, I'll put it in.
Yeah, put that
for
in.
sure.
Yep.
And at first I was polite, and I went up to the security guard. I'm like, hey man, is that cool if I get a picture with him? He's like, no, he doesn't want to be bothered right now. I'm like, oh, really?
So you
Then-
just scream at him.
And I'm like, okay. So I went back
It's
and then
me, Marlo.
yeah. Kuya app, hey. And then I asked Kuya Jami to go with me and like let's just get a picture really quick, So then I tapped him on the shoulder, and he kind of just turned around like that, like not knowing what was going on. And I'm sitting here smiling already. And then Kuya Jami snapped the picture.
Nice.
But it wasn't until like after that I didn't know that of his eyesight. Like he's very, very nearsighted, right? That's when you can see near.
Yeah,
Or
you can't see far.
You can't see far.
Yep.
So like when it makes sense now when you see him like DJing and all that kind of stuff when he's looking at the computer screens, he's right there.
It's like Julio.
And then when he's performing on stage and he's dancing, like he's a great dancer, a great performer too. one of the guys like Will.i.am or whatever will go up to him and be like, hey, there's a Filipino flag, over there, point over there and look over in that direction.
Oh, that's cool.
But it's kind of cool to, like, I don't know, you didn't really think twice about it because he just played the part and he was doing his thing up there on stage, It's just super natural.
Yeah, for sure.
Favorite Black Eyed Peas song? We should do that quick.
One with Justin Timberlake.
Yeah?
Yep. What is that one from 2002?
Lovely lady love.
That's yours?
Isn't that Fergie?
Yeah, it's a Black Eyed Peas
It's
song.
Fergie's Black Eyed Peas.
Yeah, but that's just her song.
I like that song.
You're not doing it right.
All right.
Nice. How about Bruno Mars then?
Oh, man, the new one's so good. I mean, he's got a lot of bangers.
It's I like Versace on the floor.
Yeah. I like Finesse.
Do you?
Yeah. Yeah, that opening fill.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's good.
Enrique.
I think I got to go with Hero.
Yeah. I'll go with Bailamos.
Yeah, I think that might be the only two.
I like Bailando, which is one of his newer ones.
Right?
Which, okay, you guys can probably attest to this. There's so many songs now that get remixed, right?
Yeah.
And like you hear it, like, okay, a good one is Despacito.
Right.
Sure, right.
Like, ask people if they've heard the original one.
Have you heard the Louis Fonsi?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
It's and the video is
Oh, boy.
awesome.
Oh, boy.
Yeah. I could do without the Justin Bieber edition.
Yeah.
To it,
Right?
to be honest with you.
I think they knew what they were doing, though. I think, you know what I mean?
it broke into the American
Yep.
scene.
I
and
think
it
they were like,
was-
Bieber, help us out here.
Whereas Louis Fonsi was Puerto Rico. You know what I mean?
Sure.
So it's
Makes
sense.
Beebs has got some pull down there.
yeah, for sure. For sure.
I can't contribute to Neil McCoy. You?
No.
Have you ever heard any Neil McCoy remixes?
Calendar Girls?
The remakes?
No.
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 The remastered ones.
January.
No, cool thing about, American music, and like I discovered when I was younger, like visiting there, like, the radio was always on. And it was always like pop tunes and stuff from America.
Yeah.
Like, oh, cool. A lot of times the Philippines is often used as like a test market for things.
That's cool.
Oh, is that right?
So like, how does it do here? Okay, maybe we can put this on the album then or something,
Yeah.
And there are quite a few acts and stuff that come in through Manila and perform there. Ooh, I forgot one person. Arnel Pineda,
I don't know.
the lead singer for Journey right now.
Oh, yeah.
Right. Okay.
Yeah.
That's cool.
Yeah.
He slays.
Yeah.
He's so good.
He sounds just like him.
Yeah, right. And in fact, he's probably better.
Probably started karaoke.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
Probably.
And it was an interesting story of how they found him. It was a YouTube thing.
Yeah, right. I
And
remember
then-
that.
And then, some of the people on the band like had their doubts. So like, there's this Asian dude, but when you listen to him, and he looks the part too. He's got great stage presence and he sings.
Well, it's like, who's the lead singer for Queen now? It's the dude who won American Idol.
Adam Lambert.
Adam Lambert, yeah. And there's a whole documentary about it. But they're like, so when was the first time you kind of heard Queen? And he's like, Wayne's World. And you're like,
Yeah, right.
all right. Awesome.
Nice. What's your first memory of like coming over and like having Filipino food?
Oh, let's see.
That was college, obviously, right?
It was college. It would have been your parents' house.
Okay.
For sure. And I don't think it was a party at that point. I would have just come over for something small.
We're just hanging out.
To just meet your parents, yeah. And then...
Hey, this would.
Right, exactly. But every time I've been at your parents' house, there's always good food. You know what I mean? There's always something good hanging around. Mm-hmm. But at one point, I think I came over for a birthday party or something. You know what I mean? So It's so funny. When we're talking about traditions, when you're a white person, you don't have huge extended families. You do, but a birthday party could just be your mom and dad and your sister or whatever. But
An aunt and uncle.
I remember dating a Mexican girl when I was on tour in my early 20s, and she's like, "Hey, do you want to come over to my birthday party?" And I'm like, "Sure," thinking it's mom and dad and my sister, and it was 150 people. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But it was incredible. It was really cool, and everybody was having a good time. Everybody brought something, and it was kind of the same thing coming over to your house or coming over whenever you had a Filipino party.
Yeah.
And just the whole family is there, and everybody knows everybody, and everybody gets along. And then coming in, I'm like the only white guy hanging out, and I'm like, But it wasn't like that. Everybody was super nice and super welcoming. You know what I mean? So it was like, go to a Filipino party. They're awesome.
Right. And I was friends with another one of your cousins, which shows you how the outreach goes with you, Nestor Delica. And I went to high school with him. So that was my first experience with that, where like I'd go to his house and it'd be this big. I'm sure I ran into you. I'm sure.
Yeah.
Maybe.
No, I went over there for an Akbayan meeting, and I saw a picture of, I think, the band.
Yeah.
I'm like, hey, I know that guy.
Yeah. Yep.
I think I sent it to you right away.
Hopefully. I had more here then.
Fact. Well, yeah, what was your first experience? It probably was here. Oh, no, there.
There, that was mine, yeah.
Okay. What are your go-tos here at Manila? We'll ask you first.
The Manila rice bowl with extra chili peppers and the, is it called Java rice?
Yeah.
Java rice.
Rice, baby.
Yep.
Manila
Yeah.
rice, baby.
Chico. Yeah.
Yeah, that's my go-to. I will get that. In fact, that's probably top 3 favorite foods of
Nice.
all time.
Nice. So when's the next big boodle you're going to organize here?
Oh, yeah. When I turn 40.
That's a long time.
9 years.
You gotta,
I'll be 40 first, so
Sure.
we can have a.
nice.
Yeah.
Let's do that. What about you, man?
I like the adobo.
Adobo.
Yep.
Is there one that you like better?
I like
Chicken,
the
pork?
I like the pork adobo because that just reminds me of coming home late at night
Yeah.
and hitting up the adobo.
There you go.
Yeah, it's good.
Can't go wrong, man.
That's right.
Just whip that together one day, and then it's ready to go for next few days.
That's right. Yeah, and the like you can heat it up over and over and over again, and it's good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I dig.
Me too.
Right on. Well, this is a lot of fun, guys.
Thanks for
thanks
having
for having
us.
us.
Yeah. Thanks for being number 10
Yeah.
in my heart.
1-0.
No, we'll get you guys back on here. We'll have you be regulars. And we'd love to hear a little bit more about, the Oshkosh Jazz Festival once it comes together.
We'll keep you posted.
And then you can let us know when you guys will be performing too. We can give a little shout outs to that. And thanks for being my homies.
Yeah, for sure, man.
Thanks, man.
Right on. You can find our episodes on the barkadapodcast.com. We're also on YouTube, Facebook, and Instagram. But let us know how we're doing. If you love it, hate it, whatever,
Let us know.
let us know. We'd love to come up with different topics and stuff that you would like us to touch base on. And a lot of fun kind of digging into like the different things. Like the music one was a fun one today with you guys, and really shedding some light on some Filipino pride out there for the artists and stuff.
Yeah.
Big dogs.
Right on, man.
Right on. Thanks again, guys.
Thanks,
and
man.
we'll catch you guys soon.